Meghan Markle is officially in panic mode, and her PR continues to get more extreme and ridiculous. You almost feel like the crazy is well and truly setting in for her PR team as they work overtime to absurd degrees to try to spin.
For years, Meghan and Serena Williams were sold as the ultimate sisterhood, champions of women's empowerment. Meghan name-dropped Serena in every interview, wove her into podcast clips, and touted their genuine, long-standing friendship. But now Serena's firmly bowed out of the event, and it sparks a shocking question: was that bond ever real?
But when you look at some of the numbers, especially a really interesting report from Deadline regarding a channel that's not Meghan Markle's, but you could very easily say Meghan fits within the same genre, is failing. And failing pretty hard because guess what?
Could it have been just another staged photo op to boost Meghan's brand? The so-called private birthday bash at a California estate was billed as an invite-only circle of powerhouse women. But insiders reveal that spin hides a harsher reality. The original A-list guest list has been whittled down. Some ladies never RSVP'd, others flat out said no. And now even top-tier names like Serena Williams have made it clear they won't be part of Meghan's next public mirage.
Meghan Markle, with her premise, has infinite competitors. And as Netflix has figured out within another space, I just don't think there's a future for the type of content Meghan Markle is selling. So we are going to get into this.
This facade is crumbling fast. Insiders reveal Meghan was rocked when Serena's blunt refusal hit her inbox. No diplomatic fluff, no vague excuses, just "I'm not interested," no explanations, no grace. That cold, hard slam forced Meghan and her team into crisis mode, overhauling every detail from guest seating to camera angles to catering orders. Nothing escaped the rewrite. And the most telling moment, watching Meghan's crew spring into action, scrambling to salvage the event in true Markle fashion.
In gloom for Meghan Markle. I don't even say Prince Harry because he seems totally checked out of most of this, to be quite honest. It's Meghan. I think she is truly, absolutely in panic and crisis mode over the failure of this Netflix.
The backlash met not with open honesty, but fresh rounds of staging. Invitations were quietly reissued to safety picks, payroll hires, inner circle PR operatives, and dependable pals chosen for loyalty over real star power. This fiasco isn't a birthday bash anymore. It's pure damage control, reputation patch-up, and illusion maintenance, all designed to pretend Meghan still holds sway over Hollywood's elite. Yet, Serena Williams' exit has sent shockwaves through Tinseltown. If even the superstar Meghan once gushed over won't play ball, it raises alarming questions about her true influence and the crumbling facade of her A-list connections. Industry insiders whisper that if Serena won't show, others are ready to follow, triggering a domino effect that could fully expose Meghan's fragile Hollywood network.
To Meghan, because obviously she's not doing home renovation. But at the same time, I feel like she's doing something somewhat similar in the same vein. An overly pricey talent delivering mediocre content that takes a long time to bring it together. It's coming out,
It's all come full circle, from her now defunct Spotify podcast plea for support during royal storms to watching allies walk away in silence. Who's next to bail? The answer: too many already have. PR pros and media insiders have long muttered that Meghan's so-called friendships are pure strategy, not soul-deep connections. Even as she flaunts these relationships on camera, they're built on fleeting alliances and hard-nosed leverage. Serena's cold refusal just proved the point. This Sussex social strategy, using red carpet bonds to bolster Meghan's narrative, is crumbling before our eyes. These were never true friendships, but calculated power plays. And the sting? The timing couldn't be crueler.
100 women, mostly men as well, doing the exact same thing on a number of social media platforms. So Meghan's competitors are YouTubers, Instagrammers, TikTokers, variety of people, all of whom have a very low bar of entry. You just have to go on TikTok and search.
Meghan's 44th birthday was pitched as the ultimate rebrand after a string of public setbacks. Her Netflix deal ending, the FDA axing her jam line, the Montecito mansion hitting the market, and growing friction over royal events. It was meant to be a game-changing moment, but with Serena bowing out and other VIPs distancing themselves, it looks more like a major PR misstep. Yet, true to form, Meghan's fighting to rewrite the story behind closed doors, urging her inner circle to spin the gathering as an intimate circle of loyal confidantes, not a rejection parade. But that narrative is unraveling fast, because the same insiders leaking the trimmed guest list reveal one brutal truth Meghan won't admit. Very few trusted allies remain. Hollywood heavyweights are watching every move, and palace insiders are listening to every whisper. Across both worlds, the verdict is unanimous. Meghan Markle isn't the crowd puller she once was.
Be a great hostess. Let me show you a couple of tidbits here. And the number of competitors Meghan has is just huge and astronomical. And I can't help but think Netflix knows this, because Netflix, it says in that article as well, actually went through at one point and did do some.
Every dropped partnership, every failed product launch, every contrived friendship is piling weight onto Meghan's already fraying brand. Serena's no-show is another high-profile piece fallen from her carefully built structure, a stinging door slam from one of the few big names who once vouchsafed her image. It's a loud message to every invitee: you don't have to say yes anymore. Now the glaring question hangs in the air: will Meghan risk stepping back into the limelight? Will she bravely grace red carpet premieres, Netflix functions, gala dinners, or high-profile charity events when her circle tightens and her star power wanes? Can she feign normalcy while cameras linger on a half-empty guest list and whispers of doubt echo backstage? Or will she retreat into a self-declared creative sabbatical, spinning her silence as a strategic break while quietly regrouping behind closed doors? Because no matter how many birthday spin cycles you engineer, when the room sits half empty and the cheers ring half-hearted, the charade collapses.
It's been claimed that they want to get into the lifestyle show kind of format. It's sort of a dead format. And there are so many people on social media doing the exact same thing that it really makes whatever Netflix does superfluous. It makes what Meghan does superfluous, because you can find the...
In Meghan's case, the walls are closing in fast. There's nowhere left for her to hide, as every move is scrutinized. Her 44th birthday bash quietly unraveled behind locked gates, and Serena's public snub has reverberated through Hollywood like a shockwave. Insiders say Meghan is in full meltdown mode, scrambling to contain the fallout. But no amount of secrecy, spin, or glossy image tweaks can mask the painful truth. Her once invincible celebrity bubble is leaking under pressure, and the glitter has worn off. According to sources close to her PR operation, the team dialed into crisis overdrive, furious phone calls at all hours, stealthy resends of invitations, and last-minute pleas for guest appearances from mid-tier influencers and longtime brand allies. In short, Meghan regressed to her signature strategy when her image cracked. She rewrote the narrative and tried to spin control. But this time, the audience isn't buying it, and the cracks are showing for all to see.
Subscription. You don't need to meander through the long and boring dull content of Meghan Markle. You just need this and say, oh, I want to create something cool like lavender scented towels, and you can find that exact same thing. Super duper easy. Now, what Meghan has failed to do, of course, is compete.
What was billed as a celebration of sports and activism has morphed into a secretive summit, an invite list scrubbed clean of any names no one's allowed to say out loud. The red carpet moments, canceled. According to an event planner in the know, the venue even switched at the last minute from a beachfront estate to a hidden indoor location. Now, multiple A-listers, including Serena, have quietly distanced themselves, and as that roster shrinks, the event's vibe has flipped from empowering to evasive. Insiders reveal Meghan's telling confidantes she simply craves peace and privacy, but those familiar with her playbook call it straight-up damage control. One Hollywood watcher sneered, she can't risk another flop, so she's squeezing the guest list tight to hide empty seats. And here's the kicker, Meghan hasn't canceled the party, she hasn't postponed it, and she absolutely hasn't scaled it down.
Homemaking hacks. That's exactly what she should be doing, because that actually builds up tension to her show. Like, if you're watching that and you're watching little short things she's doing, not the carefully curated stuff that Netflix produced, but her in her kitchen talking to the camera, which she never ever seems to want to do, and talk to people about how she's making.
She's barreling ahead, fully aware this bash is now a litmus test of who still stands with her. It isn't about birthday cake or speeches anymore. It's about optics. Who shows up, who's conspicuously absent, who shares a selfie, who stays buttoned up in silence. For someone who once flaunted a women supporting women powerhouse network, the collective hush speaks volumes and feels downright damning. This isn't just a soiree, it's a spotlight on loyalty in real time. Serena Williams' snub was only the opening move. Other A-listers Meghan once name-checked as her Hollywood heavyweights have quietly bowed out too. Insiders revealed they're done being narrative props. They won't let their attendance fuel a staged comeback. In short, the Meghan Markle brand has gone radioactive, and every empty seat is proof.
What she should be doing every single day, showing how to use that rosé in unique and interesting ways. How to use the flour sprinkles, the jam, all these sorts of things. She needs to be on Instagram every single day because her competitors are on Instagram every single day. And guess what? If somebody's searching for something that Meghan Markle did and they find somebody else who does it, and that person constantly feeds their interest.
Relationships once rock solid are now in doubt. This might be the first time so many have said no at once without fearing backlash. Her star power has dimmed, and every curated event and managed guest list just lays it bare even more. Don't forget, this birthday isn't happening in a vacuum. It's unfolding right on the heels of repeated public and private failures. The FDA pulled her jam line. Her Spotify deal collapsed. Netflix confirmed there'll be no second season of her cooking show. Then there's Tyler Perry quietly listing the Montecito mansion Meghan and Harry pretended they owned. The optics are disastrous and only getting worse. What was meant to reset the narrative has become a glaring metaphor for Meghan's real situation. Too much control, not enough connection. The birthday bash was supposed to pivot attention away from those flops and towards something softer, friendlier, and uplifting. Instead, it's a masterclass in PR stumble, and even royal watching circles are openly dissecting the fallout.
Meghan tells me by not producing more content is that she doesn't care in her content. She has no interest in what she's trying to show, because if you had interest in it, you'd be doing it. I do royals in part because I love them. It's like my hobby to follow royalty. And so because of that,
now she can't even pull together a birthday crowd without cringe-worthy headlines trailing behind. It's a harsh reality check, but the truth is stark. Meghan is acting like nothing's changed when everything has. Even Harry, who's kept a low profile since the Montecito mansion fiasco and his UK legal losses, is slated to attend, but his arrival won't save the day. If anything, it will spotlight how confined their world has become. How do two former global media magnates now struggle to assemble a guest list without sparking backlash? Sources say Meghan is doubling down on control, handing out strict NDAs to every attendee and banning phones inside. No photos, no live streams, no social media. What was once pitched as privacy protection now feels like a stunt to hide embarrassment. Because when the room fills with minor influencers, hand-picked acquaintances, and brand reps instead of real A-listers, the illusion shatters. Every drop brand deal, every failed product launch, every fabricated friendship is becoming a weight around her public image. And now Serena's absence is simply another high-profile piece falling off the structure. For Serena, the snub may have been a simple decision, yet true to form, Meghan's fighting to rewrite the story behind closed doors, urging her inner circle to spin the gathering as an intimate circle of loyal confidences, not a rejection parade. But that narrative is unraveling fast. Meghan's celebrity reign is fading fast, and no amount of staging can mask that collapse.